Hi, everybody. How are you doing? I'm Dr. Gail, and this is Mary, and Susie is behind the scenes. Thanks for joining us today, and thanks, Mary, for being here. I want to say hello to a few people. Can you see the chat?
Me, no. Wait,
Okay.
let me press the chat button.
Well, then you might be able to see the chat. I see
See the
Skate.
chat, but not at the same time I'm seeing the screen.
Okay. Okay. I see Skate. Hey, Gina M. Hey, Kathleen Garrison. Hey, Cactus Smithy. Hey, let's see. Who else is here? I need to scroll down. Oh, it worked. Usually right away it doesn't work. Hey Laura. Hey Tina. Hey Wolfwind Holistic Healing. How you doing? Hey White Dragon. What are you going to say about that? Wolfwind Holistic Healing. You were going to say something? Okay.
You felt something there. Maybe he was going to ask you something.
Maybe so. Hey Susie 007. Hey Jen Carr. Let's see who else is here. And Susie is behind the scenes. She's taking care of the chat. Hey, Spirit Detective, along with her popcorn that she's eating, like it's showtime. Okay, let's see who else is here. Hey, Suncatcher, the Suncatcher. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Julie. Hey, Faye Cole. Hey, Incar. Hey, Galactic Fire T-shirts and tattoos. Hey, how are you doing? Hey, Prince Charming's mom. Hey, Juno. Let's see. Hey, Linda. Let's see. And Holistic Warrior Arts. Thanks for joining us today. Three Shifting Veils. And hey, Danielle 567. Liz Daly. Let's see if I hope I hope I haven't missed anybody, but as we're everybody's coming into the chat, I'm going to talk to Mary and see what's happening with her.
Talk to me.
Believe it or not.
Insane.
So, but anyway, you just froze there just for a minute. So I think we might have some. Oh, I'm freezing. Okay, so we might have some freezing issues here. We've been having technical issues all along here. Hey, Ginger Sky, thanks for joining us today. But anyway, so we're going to go to Mary and see what's new. What's new, Mary?
Gail, put me on the spot.
This is supposed to be the Mary Show, all about you. Let's find out what's happening at Rustic Raven and the Earth and Star.
So everything here is just chugging along. There's not a whole lot that I can say about Earth and Star right now because we have some behind the scenes things that we're planning and plotting and putting together. So, Erin, when's your drawing? We are doing a drawing for a free session with Erin. If anyone wants some tickets to that, just let us know.
What kind of drawing? What kind of session?
Holistic Warrior Arts. Come here.
Yeah. Come make your plug.
Let's talk about this drawing. So,
hey, Lauren D. Thanks for joining us today. Hey, Son of Watt.
She might have gone outside, but we are doing some big stuff behind the scenes for Earth and Star that we hope to announce later after the summer months. Here we are. Tell us about your drawing, your raffle.
I was literally getting ready to go do the drawing now.
Oh, you haven't done the drawing yet. We're having the drawing at the end of this live.
Okay.
So if you want tickets, put it in the chat. Let us know right now, or you're going to miss out. And so they can win
a 2-hour session with me. It's going to be an intuitive session. So whatever comes up.
And for those of you, since this is Gail's show, for those of you who don't know Erin, she's the Vice President of Earth and Star Spiritual Wellness Center. And she also is a shamanic practitioner, energy worker, and she does karate doji do.
So tell us a little bit more about the drawing, though. So they just need to put it in the chat that they want to be in the drawing. Is there any money involved, or do they just need to say, I want to be in the chat? I mean, I want to be in the drawing. How does that work?
There is. I tried to make like a sliding scale, if you will. It's $2 a ticket, 10 for 10, or I have like an arm's length full of tickets for $30. So all the proceeds are going to Earth and Star, and it's for a 2-hour energy session with me. And you can cash out Holistic Warrior Arts and just put your name, the money corresponding to the amount of tickets that you want, and send it to me.
So to Cash App. So you guys, you go to Cash App if you want to be entered into the drawing to get a 2-hour session, energy session, correct?
And if anybody actually wants to get a ticket, just put it in the chat. Erin's actually in the chat right now from the backyard, and she can tell you where to cash out.
Oh, okay. So but they need to know where in Cash App. They just can't go to Cash App. It's a Cash App Erin, Cash App Earth and Star.
Holistic Warrior Arts. She'll put it in the chat.
Okay. Holistic Energy and Art. So there you go, everybody. People like to go to the drawing. We're going to get it.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Erin.
Thanks, Erin. So it's great that we just caught her right before the drawing if anybody wants a free session. And we have a book club at the Rustic Raven now where people can come in either in person or virtually, and it's a romantasy book club. So that's on our website at therusticraven.net if anyone's curious about that.
And tell me a little bit more about what does that book club do?
So Sammy's running the book club, and with that, she picks a different book every month. They just did Fourth Wing, I think is the name of the book series. They did that last month. So everyone kind of gets together in a peaceful space for an hour to an hour and a half to read that, and then they discuss what they've read. So it actually doesn't have anything to do with healing, but literally healing is not all about the spirits and the energy. It's just about things that you love and things that light you up inside. And so romantasy books can light you up inside. Those Sussy Time books.
Okay. All right. So how about you and the things that you offer? Since it's been a while since we talked about it, can you tell people who might want to book an appointment with you, the kind of list of things that they can book and what each thing means?
For sure. My most booked appointment is the quantum healing session, because that gives us 2 hours of time to do whatever needs to be done. So usually during that 2 hours, we are doing energy healing, of course, quantum healing. We're doing shamanic healing. So this could look like ancestral healing or soul retrieval, things like that. We put in elements of hypnotherapy into that, lighting up your light codes and activating them. There's a whole lot of unlimited healing that goes into that 2 hour space. And my next booked under that is the Reiki healing, because that reserves you 1 hour of time to do whatever you need done during that 1 hour of time if it's long distance. In person, during Reiki healing, we tend to be more body based and pushing that energy just directly into the body in a peaceful, relaxed way. But long distance, we are still sending that energy, but we just use the 1 hour of time to do anything you guys need versus the 2 hours of time. But like I said, that includes soul retrieval, ancestral healing, destiny retrieval, light code activations, physical healing, and then hypnotherapy. All of these elements are interwoven. We also do death rites, home cleansings, animal communication, crystal healing. Pretty much anything in the world that you need, want, or have questions about, we can provide, except palm reading. Someone asked me today if we have palm readers, and I said no. But
that's so funny that you should ask that, because I've just recently have become interested in palm reading.
Girl, do it.
I know. Well, it's not that I want to read people's palms, but I'm just interested in that, because none of us do that. I don't know anybody who does that, or and I was going to ask you about it if you knew anybody who did palm reading. I mean, you should have it at the Rustic Raven. Palm readers are.
It's really old school. And I looked into it a few years back and ended up going other routes, because I was learning acupressure at the time and, mindset coaching and all kinds of different things. But, I told her, I said, if you want to show me your palm, I'm kind of a psychic. I can intuitively read what is trying to
have an actual palm reader in the Rustic Raven, not you reading the palms. That are they here? Is there anybody in Florence that does that?
Not to my knowledge. No. Yeah. Last time I had my palm read, it was in Colombia.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Maybe I can convince Sammy to do it. Add it to her tarot and egg cleanses and all that kind of stuff. Maybe we can put that under her umbrella.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know why all of a sudden it's become an interest of mine, but it's funny how you brought it up because it has been interesting. But here's another thing that I wanted to bring up. My last show, I was talking about healers, actually the healers, not the people being healing. And then you came out with your thing on Sunday. My show was on Saturday, and yours was about the 7 seals unveiled. And you're talking about healing and healers and the things about that. Can you go a little bit? Oh, well, I'll briefly tell you what, because my guys were pushing me to talk about this. It's actually to talk to the healers, not the people being healed, but the healers. And the number one thing is they were telling me that the expectation for the healers, for themselves and for people, is that they can heal everything. And so my guides were telling me, well, it's not totally realistic because you can't take a 70-year-old body and be a 20-year-old body because we chronologically age. And then also is talking about the things that we bring in that we have written a contract that we need to experience. And then also they were showing me, if you have some kind of trauma, you have to have some medical intervention before, like a car accident, it has to be some kind of medical intervention before you go to the actual energy healing. So they were showing me how important that was, that I needed to be sharing that to let people realize that the healers themselves, mainly, that they're not being a failure if they can't heal everything, because there's these things that they're dealing with. And that was my message to the healers. But when you came out with your 7, unveiling the 7, what was it? 7
seals.
7 seals. You went, and one of them was about that. Can you go a little bit into that so everybody can hear a little bit? Or do you remember what you said? Do you remember?
I never remember what I channeled, but I can go into what you're saying on a deeper level as well, because this is a conversation I have had with my spirit guide team. I do have a client who's in her late 80s, and slowly I've been watching her physically decline. And, it has a lot to do with past surgeries that she's had and things like that. But every time she comes in, she says, fix me. And one thing I've always stated from the beginning is that I don't heal anybody. I am facilitating an energy that allows your body to heal itself. But as a person and a healer, it is my intention to heal everybody, to have miraculous healings happen, because I want people to be healed, and I want them to have faith that when they go to a healer, they're getting what they want, that they're receiving what they're searching for. And this is what I want to give so deeply from a compassionate space. But I had the essence come in, and basically it told me, yes, it's not just an ego thing to want to heal your clients. It's a good thing that you feel that compassion and you want all clients to have miraculous healings. But like you said, the spirit didn't use the word unrealistic, but the spirit said, but when you do that, if it's not in their greatest alignment to receive that miraculous healing, then you are forcing fate instead of allowing them to live their highest destiny. And sometimes their highest destiny is having these experiences of pain, these experiences of illness, these experiences that make them stronger on the inside. There's lots of reasons why, like you said, they might have soul contracts. It might be part of what they're supposed to live or learn, or it might be pushing them towards a greater healing later. But I felt complete with the conversation with that essence, understanding that my intention is always going to be for their highest healing and for a miraculous healing. And then it's up to the spirits whether that's in alignment with their highest good and their highest destiny, and them receiving that, because obviously, even if they are capable of receiving a miraculous healing, if they are living with doubts or fear or negative imprints telling them it's not possible and they're not able to receive it, going to reject it, even if it is possible.
Right.
But by the end of the session with this one woman I was talking about, I heard very clearly in my ears, a miracle has happened today.
Oh, wow.
And as she got up, her body looked the same, but her demeanor was completely different. When she had come in, she was depressed, she was low, she was on the verge of tears, she was hopeless, she felt powerless. And when she got up, nothing physically had changed, but she was happy, she was hopeful, she was smiling, she was laughing. She felt like she had a reason to live, instead of when she first came in, she was like, what's the point?
Right.
So there was a miraculous healing happening, but it was on her core self, not on her physical body. So there's really a lot to that conversation, Gail. There
Well,
is.
I know. And as I said, I had been hesitant for 2 weeks, and they've been trying to push me into talking about it. And the subject matter that I was planning on talking about Saturday, I couldn't read my handwriting. I went, well, okay.
Well,
They're really forcing me into it now. And so, because I didn't feel like I had my words quite right to have that discussion. So yeah, it can go on, but it is something, because we have so many new healers coming out, and they need to hear about these things. And we really don't talk about the healers. We really just discuss the healing process in itself. And I think it's real important for us to start a conversation about the healers also.
yeah, I think that's very, very important. So one thing I always tell my students in the beginning, understand you're not healing anybody.
Right.
You're a steward of this energy. You're a channel of this energy. You've been blessed and appointed to be able to have the ability to give this energy, but it doesn't belong to you. And you're not actually doing anything. Your clients, is their ability to receive that energy that heals them. And the energy is coming from the universe, from source energy. So we're just stewards of it for a short amount of time. And, like we said, there is something in every healer that's very heart-centered, that really has that intention to heal. So it's important that we heal ourselves in our own wounds, so that we're not trying to heal others in a rescuing mode, meaning we're not trying to heal others in order to feel special or feel important or feel validated in our gifts.
Right.
We're simply doing it because it's a calling and it's within alignment. So at that point, we can release ourselves from the results, give our 100% best, and leave the rest in full surrender to the universe.
Right. And also, there was another obstacle that they were talking about, is the fight or flight syndrome. If somebody is in like a war, sometimes they're not very receptive to any kind of healing at that time, because their body is just in such that kind of space of trauma at the time that they can't be very receptive. So that was another area that they went into.
Yeah, there's a saying that you don't heal from the wounding, that you can't heal from the same place you were wounded in. And that very much speaks to that. That's like having a wife who's being physically abused come in and want healing, but she's still living with her abuser. We
Right.
can give her what we have to offer, but she's not going to change. Like, she's not coming out of this space. So really what you're doing, if you're trying to heal someone who's still in fight or flight, is you're giving them a safe space to realize that they don't have to be in fight or flight for a short amount of time, even if it's only when they're with you. If
Right.
you're the only place where they feel safe, if you're the only person you can talk to, even for an hour, it's still doing good. They're still getting something out of that. But they probably won't be able to go into that deep healing and let all of that out until they get into a completely safe space where they can kind of let those guards down and let that fight or flight down. So that's that sacral healing, 417 hertz, guys. Just let yourself rest for a second so we can bring peace and calm to the upper spaces too.
Yeah.
You're bringing up important stuff today. Big stuff, Dr. Gail.
Well, I told you that they were pushing me, and it was for like 2 weeks until I couldn't read my writing on what I was going to talk about on Saturday show. And I was going, I guess this is what we're talking about today. And then I saw your show on Sunday, and I'm going, oh, wow. Right on the same page, just like the palm readers. We're always on the same page.
Uh-huh.
So, all right, you about ready to take some questions?
I'd love to take some questions.
We'll lighten this conversation up. Let's go to some questions.
I love this conversation. I like talking about that deep, serious, heavy stuff. I like to punch energy in the face. I think it's great.
Okay. All right, Susie, you want to bring up the questions for us? Okay. Hey, Jen Carr. I'm working and wondering if I could ask a question to see why I just feel numb all the time. I wonder sometimes if it's if it's a medication. If we ask questions, that's okay. I'm driving and won't be able. Oh, okay. If I ask questions, you won't be able to respond. That's what that means. I got you, Jen. Okay. So you're feeling numb all the time and you're wondering if it's your medication. I'm getting no, it's not your medication. I'm getting you're responding to the energy that's coming into Earth. That's what I'm getting, Jen, is there's some energy that's coming into Earth right now. And I'm not sure, we had the blue light coming in November, and I'm not so sure we're not having a second round. I'm getting, yes, we're having a second round of it, of blue light energy coming in. And this is what's actually affecting you now. And I didn't know this. I didn't know we were having a second round. They just heard that we're having a second round of, there's 3 weekends in a row in November. I don't remember if you remember. Increasing everybody's energy and vibration, and looks like, and then it calmed down, and we all kind of absorbed it, and we're all okay. And it was by May, so they're giving us a second round of it now. So, what are you getting, Mary?
I can see that blue light. Interestingly, now just for anyone else who's not Jen, understanding that certain medications, if we're talking emotionally, can make you feel numb. A lot of the clients who come in who are on antidepressants, after they have taken so many courses or so many healings or things like that, they usually are able to taper themselves down and even off completely from these medications, because a lot of the time they do damper down that third eye space or block you emotionally. And that's very much needed in certain spaces for a while. So you can get yourself in some form of stasis. But if you're wanting to actually heal something, you have to be able to crack open those spaces, open them up, go deep inside, let those emotions flow. And some of that stuff can dampen it down. But with what you were talking about specifically with Jen, I see the blue light. I don't fully understand what it means in a way I can express, but it's something I feel, and I'm in concurrence with you.
And everybody, when we're talking about these medications you're taking, do not go off them abruptly saying, oh, I feel numb. You have to taper off this medication. I just wanted to put it out there that you do have to taper. You cannot just stop them. So just want to make sure, because everybody's going to throw something away.
Or your healers, your therapist, let it be a team decision.
Exactly. So, everybody's going, oh, I feel numb. Don't get rid of it. Make a collaborative decision with everybody. So, okay. All right. Next. Hey, Tina. Does my dog Cody astral travel with me? I feel like he does. I'm almost absolutely positive he does.
Yes.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, he does. He astral travels with you. And it's been astral traveling. It's not anything new. He's been astral traveling with you. So there you go, Tina. Your dog. Now, my dog astral traveled with me too, Moon. She actually, when I would meditate, when she started astral traveling, she put her head next to mine. And I thought first she was just protecting me because I knew I was going out of my body. But she started going out of the body with me, which was really sweet because she had never done that before. But so animals, pets do astral travel with you. Now I go with my other dog, Jezebel, and my cat. We go to Cetus B, which is a water planet. And we go up there and sit on the island and look at all the water, the whales and things. And we go vacation.
Water planet to look at whales?
Yeah, to look at whales and look at the water. We're on the small little tiny island. There's a whole water planet, and there's one little tiny island is on there. So we go sit out there and check it all out. It's real peaceful.
You crack me up, Gail. I swear.
Why?
I'm going to travel to a war planet to have peace. It's just hilarious. It's just funny as all.
And that let the cat and dog travel with me.
Yeah, I can just see your cat like looking out over the horizon.
It is very peaceful. And I like that planet because I've been there many times because that's the first one where I saw where I unzipped my human body and hung it on a rack and put on the whale body and went swimming with the whales. Yeah, so that's when I realized I was traveling. Yeah. Yeah, it was really going, whoa, this whole rack of, it looks like costumes coming in or clothing, and it's on a regular clothes rack, and they roll it in, and I unzipped my human body, hung it on the hanger, took the whale body off, put it on, and went swimming with the whales.
Why a whale, though?
Why a whale? Because at that time I was an interplanetary liaison, and there's a fly, and I was going from planet to planet, hearing the issues that they had. And so to hear the issues on this planet, they were all whales. So I would put a whale suit and go swimming with them and listen to what the problem was. Earth had the most issues when I came to Earth. It was like everybody was bombarding me. The fish, the trees, with all the issues. And I now have to take it up to a meeting with the people, bring back what the problems or issues were for that planet or star or whatever. So but that was my days as an interplanetary liaison. Somebody else is doing that job now.
Who, I wonder? And if they're swimming with whales as we speak.
Probably.
But Tina, like with what Gail said, yes, we both immediately saw your dog traveling with you. And I get the sense that you guys have a lot of ancient stuff together, like you guys have traveled together before in other lives, so this is a special soul for you.
Yeah, very special. Okay, all right. Hey Kathleen, I have memories and impressions of being on ship often. The memories are just beyond my memories. So are you asking, Kathleen, are you on a ship? And I'm getting a huge yes on that. You're on a ship. And I'm not sure what kind of, well, they're showing me that you're doing it in your dreams. And they're also showing me that they're kind of letting you in gradually to remember what you're doing. So they're showing me that in the dream state or when you're kind of waking up, that they're going to start letting you see a little bit more. So be sure to have something to write this down. And because when you wake up and you say, oh, I'm going to remember this in the morning, you'll never remember it. And so Kathleen, you're asking about the memories and well, you definitely are on a ship, and they're going to let you start remembering more and more. But as I said, it's first you're going to be coming out of a dream state sleep. And so be sure to have something to write it down, because I feel like you're already kind of waking up and knowing what you're doing, but you're not getting it on paper, or you're not getting it where that you can remember it when you go back to sleep and get up in the next morning. But you are working on the ship, and I don't know exactly what you're doing. It just looks like to me computer things that you're just sitting at you're standing at a console working. So I'm not exactly sure what that is. Kathleen, you're probably going to find out before I do, because it looks like to me you're really going to be seeing what you're doing soon. You just got to just really be prepared to write it down. All right, Mary, go ahead.
I saw her with a computer because I was picking up a lot about keys and codes.
Yeah.
So like what you said about how they're just slowly letting her remember more and more and more. Mm-hmm. I get the sense that the reason it's happening slowly is because whatever you're doing on this ship in the good realms, quote unquote good realms, like in the work helper realms, all of that same light energy is coming into your shadow energy, while you sleep. So the more you work on the outside realms in that other dimensional space, the more healing is happening inside of your shadow realms until you're slowly coming more and more into awareness and integration of these lights and shadows. So it's like we're out here working, getting these wisdom codes, or these crystal keys that's unlocking our wisdom codes inside of our bodies. So I don't know if that makes sense. This is just how I'm seeing it, like out to within and it moving through and everything. So when you said the computer, that she's working on computers, I was like, the codes, the wisdom codes.
Yeah. Well, also, I find that very much what you do in this life, in this 3D world, is very compatible what you're usually doing on the spaceship. Which, hindsight now, I was being groomed all my life from being a nurse and then a chiropractor. That what am I doing on the spaceship is doing medical, and I don't remember when it was when it dawned on me. I went, y'all have been grooming me all my life to do this work, you know. And because I was doing traumas and working on hearts, and I was doing neurosurgery, I was doing all these things in nursing, and it just dawned on me that it was just for me to work on the spaceship, that I was getting this real experience, but it was my main job was actually there. So, Kathleen, it's going to be pretty exciting. So, you say I am monitoring as in administration things. Yes, to all. Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay. All right. Next. Hey, in-car, any messages from my guides? Well, I think I'll pull a card for this. And I'm going to pull it out of my Mystic Martian. Mystic Martian. Is that what you're pulling out of?
No, I don't have that deck. I'm on my Lemurian deck.
Okay. I think I have my Beyond Lemurian deck out also. Okay. This is the card I pulled up is the reptilians.
Ooh.
I know it says predator, survival. I don't even know how to say this. Tyrannical. I'm going to look this up in the book. The reptilians. I know we all panic when we get the reptilians, but don't panic. There's a lot of good reptilians I have met.
I think they're cute.
What was that?
I think they're cute.
The reptilians are cute. Well, the ones, I wouldn't say they're cute, but they have a big heart, and they're very kind, and they're very family oriented, and they're very similar to humans. I would say very similar to humans. Let's see. I'm trying to find. Okay. Well, it didn't have really great things on here about them, about the reptilian ETs. I'm going to ask you, Inkar, are you going through some any issues? Let me see. I'm going to ask a question before I blurt it out in public. Okay. There, apparently there is a reptilian that's around you, and I don't know what's going on with you, but this is part of the fight or flight part, and we have to. That's what we got from the reptilians. Everybody got the fight or flight from them, so we have to thank them for giving us. That's what we survived, is our reptilian brains back in our skulls. That the part of our brain has helped us with our fight or flight, and they are the ones that helped us survive because we have that DNA from them. So, but it's got interrogation, predator, survival, bully, territory, pecking order, militant, viewing everything as a competition. So, Inkar, you are not motivated at work lately. Oh, no. Okay. I'm thinking that, Mary, go ahead, because I think there's something I've got to do here for Inkar to help her. I think there's something I got to get rid of. So you go ahead and give her.
Okay. Well, I pulled this card, which interestingly has some reptile on it. But then I saw like this sacral space light up. And what this kind of means to me is that, one, I think our energy levels, our passion levels are low. This is the space of our interpersonal relationships as well. And this card and that card and everything I'm picking up from that particular space in the body, regardless of any outside entities, which Gail is looking into, I feel like in the past, there might have been wounded things that happened, or betrayals, or, abandonments, things like this that have caused us to put up like walls to protect and
Yes.
guard. And when we are keeping ourselves in a space of being armored and guarded, in a war, the fight or flight stuff we were talking about earlier, it really zaps our energy because it keeps us from being open and flowing and connected and at peace. So, a lot of what I'm getting through this particular message, and if there is an entity to be removed, then Gail will get that. But the lesson behind all of this is about vulnerability, coming into a space of allowing healing, letting yourself be open, compassionate, raw, removing that armor, and finding your real strength inside once we move past those wounds that need to heal.
Okay. That's good. That's good. In-car, you've got a big job that you need to be doing right now, and that's increasing your vibration. You've got to start really working on, and there was a negative entity that was around you that was bringing you down. So I had to get rid of that. But if you don't increase your vibration by doing, and there are very few things that you have to do to increase your vibration. And one is just writing a grateful list. Start writing. I would suggest you start writing down right now everything you're grateful for. When you increase your vibration, they're not interested in you anymore. And you might want to go ahead into meditation or some things that get out in nature, anything that increases your vibration and makes you feeling better. But you did have something that was holding you back, but I've gotten rid of it, and now it's up to you to keep it away. Mary, any other suggestions on increasing her vibration?
No, whenever we just the same message that I just said, essentially, because by the time we've had an entity around or attachments and we need to increase our vibration, those little things can increase it, such as the gratefulness list, or trying to be positive and seeing the beauty in everything. But inner healing work and letting down that armored guard fight or flight stuff is, we have to be able to heal, and that really, really exponentially raises your vibratory level.
Yeah. And you actually can do little things like go watch a comedy, laugh. That'll help raise your vibration. So, okay. All right. Next. Hey, Laura. Hi, may I have a message from the other side and God? Hey, Carmela. Okay. All right. I'm going to pull out, let's see. What am I going to pull out of this time? I'm going to pull out of my Starseed Oracle deck.
Ooh,
I know. I about worn these cards out. They started sticking the other day, and I said, "Oh no, are y'all done?" Because my pendulums, they want to retire all the time because there's so much energy coming in and out of these lives that they have to have vacations. So I thought these cards were getting ready to have it, but and yeah, I think they do because they're sticking again. I have to retire these cards for a little while or get another deck. Okay, loosen your grip. And loosen your grip, it says coping mechanisms, density, addictions. And it says let God in, or let source in. So usually when I get this, Laura, when somebody's having a card that says loosen their grip, it almost, and it looks like this is actually what they're showing me, is that you're like moving forward so strong and trying to be in control and trying to do everything to some of the things that are going on with you. And you can see it's just like letting go, just falling for this what they're wanting you to do. Because it looks like to me almost looks like you're taking a step by step program, maybe in the metaphysical world. I want to do this like her. I want to do this like her or him. And you got to find your own way, and you got to loosen your grip and just let it happen. Okay, Mary.
I love everything you just said. The very first thing that popped into my brain when you asked this question was your root space, like your foundations, and even your physical body came to my mind. There was a feeling like maybe something was being forced without the inspiration or energy behind it to move it forward. And then, of course, I pulled the root chakra card. So it just And right behind it was the luminescence card. And this one's basically just about the heart space and letting down the guards and the walls and opening up, very similar to the last one I had. So I would suggest going with everything that Gail said, and maybe bringing in the word safety popped into my mind. So bringing rest and safety, like safety to the emotions, rest to the body, to your physical body. I don't know what you've been doing lately, but bringing rest to that body. So that might be the letting go thing, even too, is just letting your body rest for a little while. And with this root stuff, I almost saw it when Gail was talking about the falling of the picture. I was seeing the opposite effect as well because of the root card. And with the root card, we're really talking about like Kundalini energy that gives us that strength, vitality, and energy, because the more you're able to rest, let go, release your grip, breathe into yourself and feel safe, this Kundalini energy just rises and flows up the body, nourishing all of your organs, helping to heal your physical body. And it brings a lot of strength and empowerment to the emotional and energetic spaces. So
we're going to add to that blue light. I just got a flash that it is releasing the Kundalini energy in everybody. So we're all they just showed me that. I'm going, how in the world does that happen? But it's showing it almost like it's a blue lightning bolt that goes to the ground and comes up, and here comes your Kundalini experience. And I'm going, holy crap, everybody's going to be crazy in the next few weeks then.
Well, if that's what it is, then I'm right with you, Carmela, because all I've wanted to do this week is sleep also. Like as soon as my head hits the pillow, I'm out, and then my alarm's going off in the morning and I'm exhausted. So this blue light, whatever it is, these solar flares, whatever it is, maybe it's just waking up all of our Kundalini energy like collectively, and we're all just going to be really powerful a lot of the time.
That's the first time I've ever seen a collective Kundalini thing going on. But Jen Carr has put something funny in here. She says, my Amazon customers getting some education today while I listen.
Good.
They're probably looking at her like she's crazy.
Good.
Okay. All right, Lara. All I want to do is sleep. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And that's okay. There's so much energy coming in. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh no, that was for the Amazon customer. They need to balance themselves.
There you go. Jen, I'm having some weird feelings going on in my sacral that I'm not controlling. There you go. Okay. All right, Faye Cole, any messages for me? Well, I'm going to pull out my Beyond Lemuria deck for her.
Ooh.
Because I feel like there's something to do with her chakras on her. And I think it's going to be the heart chakra. Yeah, that's exactly what I've got. It's amazing. And I pulled out ether too.
Which heart chakra card did you pull?
On the Lemurian.
Yeah. Which one? Which one though?
I pulled out two.
Oh, you pulled the actual heart chakra card. I got you. I pulled the same one I pulled a second ago. That's about the heart chakra.
And then I've got this one, which looks like the dragons, the seamless, unspeakable. And it's it's the ether, seamless, unspeakable, and the heart chakra. So I'm thinking there's something to do with the heart chakra. And again, this looks like this probably is the Kundalini thing. Look at these dragons on here, all over here. I think this is going to be our theme today, and just realizing that's what's going on with everybody. So I'm wondering how we should be handling this Kundalini. I think sleep is probably how we're supposed to be handling it. Rest, sleep, rest. That's what I'm seeing. And also I'm going and I'm seeing pleasure. We need to have pleasure. And that can look like anything. Pleasure. Instead of, most of the time we say go out and ground and root, this is saying pleasure. They're saying go ahead and have some pleasure, have some fun. So I think, Faye, that is also going to help you. Something's going on with your heart space. Mary's got it. I've got it. And it's a seamless, unspeakable. I think there might be some healing that needs to be done there. And with the Kundalini energy, I think you need to have some fun. You need to look at how you're going to have some fun. Looks like to me you might be going in a whole routine, or that you're not stopping and looking around and having a good time, which we all are guilty of that. Mary, more?
This card in particular, while you pulled the actual heart chakra card, I pulled the luminescence card again, which is about the heart, but it's really kind of about self-love.
Right.
So being gentle with the self, soft with the self, joyful, integrating that fun. And when you were talking about what can we do for this, since this is like a collective thing happening, and you said sleep. And one thing that I've noticed happening collectively, but in my personal realm, so that where I can see this happening in people, it's almost like people are individually having to bring their energy back to themselves, focus back to them, not sharing all of their creative energy with everybody else, or, you know, being so intertwined with everyone else, just really just bringing themselves back home every day, every night, and keeping yourself until you are full again, bringing your focus back inward into your own heart space, and just focus on you for a little while, babe.
Yeah. Have some fun, babe. Okay. All right. Next. Hey, Cactus Suthi. I'd love to find out why my body is vibrating all the time. No pain, but shimmer and vibrate. Wakes me up often. Any ideas? Well, well, for me, lately, whenever I start vibrating like that, my body does the same thing. That means I am in a next, like when I go to 5D, my whole body starts shaking, and I have issues with that. And there's no pain or anything with that, but it's my body getting used to that shift, coming back and down, and I am shaking during that. And when I was going from 3D to 5D, I was nauseated. So you do have some physical symptoms when you are going from one dimension to the other, trying to get used to it. Not everybody does, but it looks like to me, and I'm getting a huge yes on that, Cactus, that's exactly what you're doing, is you're just going up to another dimension, trying to get used to it, and coming back down. When you start shaking, you come back down and go back up. So it'll take a few weeks for this to get better. So Mary, what are you getting?
I'm getting something extremely similar. And even the card I pulled, it has the Merkaba right here, which we know is the vehicle between dimensional spaces. So immediately you ask the question.
What does that card say? Let me see that card again.
Stepping through card.
Stepping through. Okay.
Yeah, so immediately when you asked the question, I saw your solar plexus space lighting up. So your confidence, your relationship with yourself, your personal gifts, your personal journey. And if you're working through all of these dimensional spaces now and getting used to higher dimensional spaces, was I frozen?
Yeah, or I said either you were or I was. I'm not sure.
I didn't say anything super important yet, but basically just looking at it from that point of view, where you're working through different dimensional spaces, this is where you are learning to be a higher vibration for something that you're going to be doing in your life. Yeah. And this is your chance to be brave, to step through, to just do it. Don't be afraid to fail. Everything's going to be fine. I see success. I see joy. I see wonderful things headed your way.
So hang in there. Okay. All right. Next. All right. The sun catcher. Am I doing anything new or fun with my galactic friends at night? And are you doing anything new? Let's see. Galactic friends. And and they're laughing about that question.
I know. I heard it too.
I don't think it's
sleep already. You're keeping us up all night.
Which I think it's funny that they're laughing, and it's laughing about that. But anyway, yes, you are doing some fun things with them. And are you doing anything different, or well, they're telling me you're just doing multiple things. It almost looks like to me, the sun catcher, that you're in several different dimensions or several different fragments of your soul, or in different timelines right now. And that's why they're laughing, is that going, she has many timelines. She's in different fragments of her body's doing different things at the same time. And it looks like to me you have quite a few of them. So that's why I think they were laughing. And you are having some fun with them. So what are you getting, Mary?
Yeah.
Just have good laughter.
It was almost like they were like, you just keep us up all night. You're doing so much. You're doing so many different things. And then I pulled the unique gifts card. And I just want to read the definition for this because I think it's hilarious. Your superpowers, a sense of purpose, the meaning behind your quirks, exploring interests, shortcomings as unique, undiscovered skills. And just looking over the definition without reading the whole thing, I keep seeing the word quirks.
Yeah.
Quirks, as if like the little things that you think might be weird or different or odd, like you're doing all of those weird, different, odd, fun things on the other side. And this is actually just part of your unique gift and your sense of purpose in what you're bringing, how you uniquely contribute to the world and to the collective. And I just thought it was funny that they said you were quirky and wanted to know that.
Well, also, what we're so entertaining to them with these quirky things, and whenever I'm doing something crazy or quirky or whatever, or say something, they just look at me and go, "You're so human." You're so human. But I do feel like I entertain them a lot, and I think you're a sun catcher. I think you're doing the same. Oh, you have a lot of quirks. She says she has a lot of quirks. Okay. All right. Next. Hey, Lauren, I would love a reading. Intense energy coming through for all of us. Yes. Intense energy. I'm going to pull out of my Starseed Oracle deck and let me see what I have here. But let's see. The Seas of Mintaka, which is seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. So, Lauren, you have the intense energy, but I think that's that blue light, which we're now just discovering that the blue light, we're now getting our second round or fourth round of it. I guess the second. We had 3 rounds of it in November, and this is our second set of them, and it's working on our Kundalini. So this would make sense that you're having that intense energy coming through, but all of us are. But but they're saying you can see the potential in this light that's coming in. You're probably one of the few people, because I didn't know about it, that you're able to see the potential in it. So there you go. All right, Mary.
I pulled something very similar. I pulled the Sound of the Universe card. And with this card, it's basically just talking about the tuning fork of universal consciousness. So it reminds me of all that heavy, intense light energy hitting us to bring us into alignment. I wanted to say unity consciousness, but something around the alignment. And one little line of the definition of this card stood out to me, and it's the line that says, "Life will never be the same again."
Yeah. There you go, Lauren. I think that's going to be true for all of us. Okay. All right. Next. Hey, oil painter. Hey, Diana. Why am I craving tofu and avocados to eat? Well, I don't know.
Because it's yummy.
Yes, because your body's wanting that. What is it that's your body? It sounds like they're wanting the fat content. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah, they're needing the fat content in them. And so I think, Diana, pay attention to how lean everything is that you eat, because they're saying that you do need a little more fat. Whoever gets that kind of reading, that you need a little more fat, you get that? People tell you need a little more fat in your diet?
Not fairly fat, but like red meats,
right?
And like things and stuff like that from time to time. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hers is just fat. Or just needs a fat. So that's why you're craving the avocados, that type of thing. And I think you're going to need to find. They're showing me butter. I'm not sure why they're showing me butter, but anyway, that kind of fats. I guess Mary's talking. Okay. So, oil painter, are you not getting enough fats in your diet? Is that what's going on with you? I don't think that'll ever be a problem with me. Oh, Laura, you want dumplings and fruit? So you're going for the carbs.
I'm back.
Okay. So do you have anything for oil painter besides she needs more fat?
No, but I'm not sure what you already said, but I get the sense that it's her internal energy is changing and shifting and trying to come into higher frequencies in a greater state of health. One for where she's going, but one for the workload or the amount that she's already doing. So yes, we need a higher fat content. We need different things like that to strengthen the energy fields for what we're doing moving forward.
Peanut butter. Yeah, there you go. Peanut butter. That's good. I don't know. Then I don't know why I'm picking up that you need more fat, and that's why you're craving that. But that's what it is, and I think peanut butter probably would be the one that would take that cravings away from you.
Ribeye steak.
Yeah, if she's a meat eater, I'm not sure she is.
I was gonna say tofu. Yeah, tofu. I really like tofu.
Yeah, because it tastes like anything you put with it.
But it's good too.
Yeah. Oh, Penny says somebody else is doing my typing. Oh, and she's vegan. So, okay. All right. Well, there we go. So fats, somehow fats. I mean, the ribeye would be the answer, but she's vegan. But so anyway, all right, next. And this will be our last question. Hey, Rossi, Dr. Gail, do you know anything on the Seven Suns area in the galaxy? I was told I used to have a life there. Yeah, the Pleiades. The Pleiades are the Seven Suns, or the Seven Sisters. I'm assuming that's really what you mean is the Seven Sisters. Let me see if that's true. Is that true, Rossi? Are you talking about the Seven Sisters, or are you talking about the Seven Sons? It's just saying eat nuts. Yeah. Peanut butter. I would go for peanut butter. I love peanut butter. Okay, so Rossi, did you mean the Seven Sisters, or are you talking about the Seven Sons? Because I'm getting the Seven Sisters Pleiades. And I'm getting a huge yes on that. It's the Pleiades. So that I think that's what it is they're telling me you were one of the actual original sisters of the Seven Sisters of the Pleiades. Which there's a whole story that you can look up on about the Seven Sisters of the Pleiades. Oh, no sons. Okay. So that is the sisters. So look up the Seven Sisters of the Pleiades, and you'll get a whole lot of information on that. Anything, Mary, to add to that?
What I'm picking up is not something I can necessarily put into like a direct message like that, because when we're looking at a past life and we're looking at, like you said, one of the original sisters and all this kind of stuff, what I was really seeing was like this old life or an old way of being that was over time destroyed or died. And through that death, there was a realization of everything that you were and everything you were not. And that's a very big, deep, complicated message that we would have to explore that whole life to be able to come to. But we can take that concept and apply that however it fits into your life. But yes, I'm picking up that ancient original energy from that lifetime.
I'm going to try to write this in here. Seven Sisters of, how do you spell Pleiades?
I think it's P-L-E-I-A.
P-E-L-I-A-D-I-E. That's not right. Doesn't look like right at all. Anyway, I'm going to put and anybody else can put in Pleiades for her so she can see that. So, but anyway, because I'm not the greatest speller. But anyway, everybody, that was our last question. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks, Mary, for being here. Thanks, Susie, for helping us on the chat. Oh, thanks, Cheryl. That's how you spell it. Thanks, you. Thank you. Anyway, and thanks, moderators, for making this a safe place to talk. And we will be back on Saturday it'll be 12 o'clock Eastern time, 9 o'clock Pacific time. And can't remember exactly what our show is on Saturday. I'd have to have Susie up here to remind me of that. So anyway, all right, we'll see y'all Saturday. And Mary, we will see y'all probably again next month.
I love you so much. Thank
Love you too. All right, bye, everybody. Bye bye.